Good morning, everybody. This is about the 8th time I've tried to record this. Things keep going wrong. I'm excited to be recording my first Monday motivational message for us and for all of you. So what I've decided to talk about is something that has come up as a common theme amongst a lot of friends recently, particularly from our group, as well as a few friends that have contacted me about Unconquerable Souls. And the reasons for contacting me have been because they're also struggling with their mental health and struggling with this sort of internal battle about do they or don't they go on to medicated help in the form of antidepressants. So I have some experience of antidepressants on a personal level and in the sense of watching my mum use them for a considerable amount of time as when I was younger. I've always had a very negative view on antidepressants, and the reason for that is one, because it's always been a taboo subject. It's always been seemingly weak to need them, to use them, and there never seemed to be a way back from them. And I think a lot of the misconceptions around antidepressants are because people aren't educated enough about them and don't fully understand the help they can bring, and also probably don't see a way back from them. You know, once you're taking them, how do you get off of them? Surely you get off of them and you revert back to all of the problems you had before. And that's not strictly true. So for my personal journey, I was diagnosed with PTSD and subsequently depression, and I was really struggling. I'd began the process of counselling, and the way I would describe counselling for me, I felt like my condition, PTSD, had left me trapped in a completely dark room, and there was no way out, seemingly. No light coming in and no way for me to get out. Trapped in this eternal block of darkness. When I started going to counselling, it's like someone cut a skylight into the roof of that room, and the counselling showed me how to look up. Counselling told me, there's your route out. The problem I had was that no amount of counselling enabled me to reach the skylight. It was out of reach. No matter how much counselling I had, no matter how hard I tried to get there, I couldn't get there. When I went to my GP, having had a complete breakdown, which resulted in me feeling suicidal, the first thing my GP said was, you're suffering with PTSD, here's some antidepressants. I went on to, I think it was 50 micrograms of sertraline. And I left feeling more deflated, I think, than I went in, because I felt like that was it. I felt lost. I felt like now that I'm on these, that is me done, game over. There's no way back now. I've watched my mum for years and years and years not have a way back. And that was it. And I remember how deflated and down I felt about all of it. I started taking them anyway, and I continued with the counselling process. When I went back to see my counsellor the first session after being prescribed with these antidepressants, I was really surprised and quite taken aback by what my counsellor said. I sort of tentatively approached the subject and said to him, I'm on antidepressants now. And he said, good. And I was like, sorry? And he said that there are countless studies that corroborate the fact that medication in the form of antidepressants and counselling in the form of attacking the root causes of the conditions in the first place, they work so well together. Countless studies have been done to show how well they work together. And what I found as the antidepressants kicked in, if we go back to that dark room and the counselling has cut that skylight in, I can see a route out even though I can't reach it. Taking those antidepressants was like someone lowered a footstool in. So now I can reach the skylight. They've just given me enough of a step up so that I can now get my hands on that skylight. It's still going to be hard work climbing out. It's still going to be hard work trying to climb back into the light. And it's going to be hard work not falling back down into that hole. And maybe on a few occasions when I'm halfway out, I slip back down again and I have to start the journey again. But the fact is, I can now reach the skylight. So now I have hope. And when you're in that dark place, when you're suffering and hurting inside, having hope is what stops you from taking your own life, from turning to drugs and alcohol. It's what stops you destroying your family. It's what stops you destroying yourself. Hope is the biggest thing that you need. So now that we've got a bit of an understanding about how antidepressants and counselling work together, you have to look at the counselling process and say, well, obviously antidepressants will help you, but they won't solve the problem, right? They'll make you feel better, but they don't solve the problem. That's why counselling is so important, and that's why they work so well together. Antidepressants give you a more positive outlook on a chemical level, a hormonal level. Counselling allows your brain to make sense of the traumas that it's come into contact with, rebox them, reorganize them, maybe get rid of a few, maybe just process a few, and then it allows you to start to actually heal. So if we put it into physical terms, because I always find that's easiest, having a broken mind is no different to having a broken leg. Suffering with PTSD, depression, anxiety, OCD, any of those things that hold you back and pin you down and make you panic just about getting up in the morning, it's the equivalent of having, for argument's sake, a broken leg. If you have a broken leg, you go to the GP. That's the first step. You go to your GP and you say, I need to be fixed. They scan you, they confirm your leg's broken, they give you painkillers to heal the pain, and they put you in a plaster cast so your bone can mend straight. The painkillers, that's your antidepressants. The plaster cast, that's your counselling. And then you can heal, and you can heal stronger than you were before. I am living proof that you can come back from the depths of feeling suicidal to try and do great things in life and to make the most of yourself. I am making the most of me. So this week, I want us all to just try and get rid of a little bit of that shame around antidepressants and just talk in our groups about how we want to proceed this week. Talk about what caused our mental health problems. Talk about why we're on antidepressants and say it proudly. You, because you're taking antidepressants, have taken the first steps in healing yourself. And that is a massive, massive big deal. And it shouldn't be embarrassing. It shouldn't be taboo. We shouldn't whisper under our breath, oh, I'm on antidepressant. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be saying, yes, I am on antidepressants. And I'm on them because I'm trying to heal. Because I care about myself and I care about the people that care about me. Have a great week, guys. I'll stop in again during the week. As always, if you have any questions at all, feel free to PM me, DM me, or any other private message format on any of the media channels. Let me know what the issue is. Let me know what's going on in your lives. And I'm more than happy to jump on here and do a video response. We can keep it anonymous, or I can highlight you and we can respond to everyone in all of the groups and make sure that everyone benefits. Because as I've said before, people around us benefit from our success stories, but quite often people around us benefit even more from the stories of our failures and the stories of our pain, because we can all relate to that, because so many of us have been through it before. Have a great week, and I'll catch up with you again later.